So today's video, as you can tell by the title, is how to go within. So last video was how to stop looking outside of yourself or something like that. Just go check out my last video and you'll see what I'm talking about, because it was like a cliffhanger, but it really wasn't, but it really was, because like I didn't get into it because my camera cut off. But yeah, so today I'm just going to tell y'all how to go within, how to find and figure out who he or she is on the inside, or who he or she is, period, on the outside and the inside. Because a lot of times we look outside of ourselves to find out who we are, and it's like, why are you looking at that when you're supposed to be looking at this? Or not even this, but you're supposed to be looking in here, in your mind, in this, yes, in your heart. You know, you're supposed to be looking within. So figure out how to go within. So some ways that, and I'm looking down because I wrote notes. Y'all know I be writing on my notes and stuff. But tells way. Okay, so ways that I go within. There are many different ways. To go within. So one really good way is journaling. I know I probably said this before, but it's very important because it really helps you to get your thoughts out. Even if you don't just journal, you can just write down ideas. Like when you think about stuff, you could just write down ideas, and you will be able to your mind will just start going and going and going. Like when we were in school, I know I wrote a lot because I just used to pay attention in class, and I used to just like applying myself. So I would write, and I would answer questions. I would just write things down. Like I would write, like I was really good at writing. I remember I exceeded the writing test, and like I don't know how or why, but like before the writing test, I had just like came up with this prompt in my head, and I just started creating a story about it. And the prompt was like very, very random, but crazy thing is, when I took the writing test, the stuff that I used for that prompt in my head was like similar to what the writing test asked of me. And it was so crazy. And it was like I was just going and going and going and writing. And next thing you know, only 3 people in my class, like in my whole grade, exceeded the writing test. And I was one of those 3 people, and I did not think that I was like, I'm not gonna say I didn't think, because I know that I was good at writing, but I didn't know that my story was that good to where I exceeded it. And I was in like the top 3 of the exceeds, and it was so cool. Like, y'all, I do love to write. So writing helps you to go within. Another thing, definitely reading. I don't know how, but reading helps you go within. I guess because when you read, you don't read out loud all the time. You're reading in your head. And I feel like that's the first thing. Like, once you start putting in thoughts, like words into your head, from a book, from a reliable source, from paper, from like a story, like it makes your brain, it exercises that muscle. That's really what I can say about that. Okay, so another way that I go within, I meditate. And I think I already said this, but meditate, like play some sounds that are really good and set like a timer. Start with 5 minutes and play that music just to listen to nothing but your own thoughts. And I know it's going to be hard to meditate when you first start. It's not going to be easy, so don't expect you to already just your mind to just be silenced the first time. No, it's a practice. It takes time. It takes so much time. So make sure that when you are meditating, to let the thoughts just be thoughts. You don't have to make sense of them. They're just gonna come, and they're just gonna go, and they're just gonna pass, and they're just gonna keep going. So just let them pass, and you will get it. You'll get downloads, you'll get feelings, you'll get bursts of energy. Like, yes, that is a really good one. Okay, so now, since we know ways to go within, another good way is to have solitude. You have to have solitude to know who you truly are. Because around other people, we put on masks, we put on faces, we put on personas, we put on things that really truly aren't who we truly are. And you know it isn't, because you find yourself like, I wouldn't have did that if I was by myself. Like, I wouldn't have said that if I was by myself. Like, I probably only said this because of them, or, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, you will realize that that's not, it's you, but it's another version of you. And to be by yourself, when you're by yourself, you can strengthen that you, or you can discover that you, so that you that comes out with the other person is not foreign. You'll know who it is, and you're like, okay, wow, now I see why I did what I said that, and I'm confident in saying that. So solitude, be by yourself, even if it's 30 minutes to an hour a day, anything, do it. Take that time, even if it takes you weeks. Some people are introverts, some people are just people who are like to be alone, and it takes them a while to recharge. Take all the time you need. It's no rush around here. So, and also another